want to talk today about the importance of staying scrappy as you start and build a tiny business. What do I mean by staying scrappy? I mean keeping your overhead low and your costs down. Why do I recommend this? Well, the number one thing that puts businesses, especially tiny businesses with 5 or fewer employees, out of business is lack of cash flow. Now, it is unfortunate that for most businesses, including tiny, it could take up to 2 years for you to start really making the amount of money that you need to be making a healthy profit and a great living off of your business. The trend that seems to happen with a lot of people when they start a business is that they start thinking of that horrible saying, you have to spend money to make money, and they end up going into major debt in order to have this business. Now, sure, there are times when you may have to take out a bank loan or even a friends and family loan or rely on money funding outside of your savings perhaps, or something like that. But those situations should be very specific, such as perhaps if you need to have a brick and mortar space, if you are opening a food truck and you need to get that food truck, if you do need that initial investment in equipment, if you need something that without that you can't have a business. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that when you start a tiny business and it is just you doing something, try and stay as low overhead at those monthly and annual costs for as long as you can. Why? It gives you a healthy cash flow, which will help you also use the limited resources you have for the first couple of years into things that you really are going to need, and you may not know what you need yet. So if right off the bat you start with very expensive monthly subscriptions to software and office space and furniture rental and a lot of equipment you don't need, it's going to make it so that when you do need money for things to grow and to invest in, the money won't be there. It will be tied up in this cash flow, which could end up quickly putting you out of business. So what do I mean by stay scrappy? Well, I mean use the free Canva until you are every day angry and yelling at Canva that you need the things that require the paid version, and then upgrade. But stay scrappy, stay DIY, because in the beginning, time is on your side. Now, of course, every business is different. There are no two identical businesses, and every business owner is different. So it makes it so there are a myriad of outcomes of how the input can result in different outcomes, right? A lot of different ways things can go. But what is similar with all businesses is that when we do start, we usually start from zero. So if you are putting a lot of money into it from day one, we don't always know the direction we're going to go yet. There are lots of ways we can go. There are lots of business models we could go. There's a very different approach to running a business that is trying to have advertising, which means you have to have a large amount of traffic, a large amount of followers, a large amount of downloads proven to your advertisers, versus somebody who enters the service business and only needs to have a handful of clients to be quite successful. You're doing two different things. You need two different outcomes. One may require a Facebook ad running every single week. One may require no online presence at all. So it really depends on the type of business that you need, of where to be putting money out. So if you start from the beginning with throwing money all over the place and into everything, you may not be putting it in the right area. But if you begin by staying scrappy and by using that free version of the software until you determine how much you actually use it, if you wait to get a big fancy office till you have absolutely grown out of your current space, if you wait to hire people and you learn the tasks that have to be done, so when you do hire people, you can teach them how to be the most effective and efficient and help your business grow, all of these things will benefit you. So I encourage you, if you are starting, if you're about to, if you have a tiny business, stay scrappy for as long as possible. There may be areas where you need to put more money in right now, but in those other areas, Stay scrappy, prioritize what is important, and for the things that are not on the top of the priority list, do not upgrade until it is absolutely a necessity. This has been this week's business tip. I'm Sierra Bailey. I hope you join me next week. And if you want to see every weekly video, sign up for my newsletter at MsSierraBailey.com. It will be delivered right to your inbox on Fridays. Thank you.